Ken Kraetzer, first day of Army football practice 2024. Chance to talk to Kyle Lewis and to Bryson Daly. And Bryson, we saw you last week at the American Conference Media Day representing your team. What was it like to be there? You're in your native Texas. What did you think about after that day?
Oh, it was awesome. You know, it's exciting getting into a new conference, getting to do events like that, seeing our new opponents and their coaches. That was a really cool event, and I'm glad we got to represent Army in West Point.
Absolutely. Kyle, maybe just introduce yourself a little bit. I know you're from, Scottsdale, Arizona. Tell us about where you're from and what your journey at West Point's been like.
Obviously from Scottsdale, Arizona, pretty much right next to Phoenix. I'd say I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, but obviously it's hot, but it's dry heat, so I think it's easier than the humidity. I've been really blessed in my journey here at West Point. I've had a lot of older guys that came before me that really showed me a lot and taught me a lot of lessons and showed me what it means to be a cadet, what it means to be an Army football player. And I just tried to carry on that legacy and kind of give those lessons to the younger guys that are going to be coming after me.
Good. Bryson, obviously you're coming in as a starting quarterback. You had a full spring practice. There are changes in the offense again this year. How are you approaching this summer practice season?
Oh, the same I always have. Just trying to take everything, one thing at a time, one play at a time, one rep at a time, one practice at a time. Eventually it'll come for the first game. So I'm just trying to take it day by day and trying to show the young guys that's how you approach things here at Army. So, yeah.
Good. And Kyle, maybe just tell us a little bit about how you approach your position, what you're working on this summer practice.
Just really trying to be encouraging to the younger guys, right? Especially the freshmen that just came in. They're getting a lot of information right now, and I just want to help them be as confident as they can to play the position and be able to put themselves in position to succeed.
Thank you. Seth?
Guys, we talked before about the Seth Mendelson Black Knight Nation. We talked before with other guys about going into a new league. It's got to be exciting for the fans. Is it exciting for you? Is it different? Is it a different approach? Do you see it as tougher competition? Either one of you.
I think it's great competition. It's a very competitive league from top to bottom. Anyone can win it any given year. The past couple of years, teams like Tulane, Memphis, UTSA have all been top 25 in and out. So it's exciting being in a league like that, and hopefully we can become one of those teams in that league.
I'd say it is. There's a lot of good competition, a lot of talented players. They're all really well coached. But as terms of the approach, I don't think it really changes. We kind of focus on what we can control, our attitude and our effort every practice, every time we have a position meeting, team meeting, lift, anything like that.
College football is changing. It's changing dramatically and quickly. I know you guys are concerned about winning football games here, but does that have any kind of impact on you and your thinking? As you go into games, with NIL and all the stuff that's going on, is there any thought there?
Honestly, for me, I'm blessed to be at this place where I know my teammates for 4 years. I know the guys who are going to be playing this season. There's no new guys coming in. We don't have as many going out as other schools. So I'm blessed to be able to be at a place where I can play with the same guys for 4 or 5 years, like I've been with Kyle. We get to create very close relationships because of that. So I think it's a blessing being here at Army.
Same thing as him.
Final question, a lot more bowl game opportunities in this conference. I think you got 6 or 7 or 8 tie-in. That's something you're looking forward to?
We're just looking forward to, the first game and just taking it one game at a time, one practice at a time, and then just going to control what we can control again, and then hopefully that'll be good enough to put us in a position to be able to play games after the 12 that we're guaranteed.
Thank you.
Ken McMillan, Times Herald Record. Kyle, you mentioned earlier about you learned lessons. What does the senior Kyle Lewis know that the freshman Kyle Lewis didn't know?
It's not about me. I think that's the biggest one. I think, because just like a lot of freshmen, when they're coming in to play college football, they were the guy on their team. They were one of the best players. And now you're getting to a Division I program where everybody was that guy. And you kind of have to learn to humble yourself and, realize that, I can't win a game by myself. Bryson can't win a game by himself. We all have to work together, and we're only as strong as our weakest link. So you got to bring everybody around you together. Rising tide rises all ships.
Obviously, the freshman got out there for the first time. As a senior leader, what do you see as your role in bringing these guys along? Not only just the freshmen, but the young sophomores.
Just, again, making sure they're in their playbook, and I can help them with that. But I think for me personally, my biggest role is setting the example of what an Army football player plays like. Right? It's all about attitude and effort, and I would think it's pretty hard to out-effort me, but I want to get those young guys to compete with me on terms of effort, because that's how we win games here.
Bryson, on your trip to Texas last week, obviously you probably got the mix with other players in the league. What was that experience like, and did they ask about Army joining the league, and what's that all about?
Oh, yeah, we got to meet a few of the players, a few of the coaches. It was good. It was good meeting some of those guys, acting like friends for now, and then, enemies on the field, of course. But no, it was good. It was good meeting those guys and just the buzz around the new conference. It's very exciting for our program, West Point, and, all of our fans, of course.
What questions did you get most from these other guys about, hey, what's West Point? What's Army all about?
Yeah, they all ask about the military service, like what we did this summer. And it was, of course, very different than things they're doing. Asking when we're going to get shipped to war and stuff like that. And we had to explain to them what we do every day. So, it's funny questions always, but it was all good.
Yeah, just talk about your development through since the spring practice, and now you're going into your final year, which is just shocking. What's this whole thing all about for you?
It is shocking. It feels like I just got here. I feel like I got to prep with Kyle just last year, but a lot like Kyle said, the guys who came before me were able to mentor me, and I wouldn't be in this position I am today without those guys. But we had a good spring ball, and we're hoping to carry it over into fall camp.
Last thing, quarterback room. Your first couple of years, you had a lot of veterans, and I mean a lot of veterans. Yeah. You kind of, as the starter last year, you kind of rose to the top here, but you had a young crew, and now you lose 2 more, but you're bringing in more. So just tell me about the dynamic of this quarterback room.
Yeah, we got a good, core quarterback room. We got 6 guys, 2 incoming freshmen, and then, of course, the 4 that were here last year. It's a very talented room of quarterbacks, and I'm just hoping to, help mentor those guys and help them become better players like all those quarterbacks before me did. So I'm just trying to be that guy for them. Me and Dwayne, because we've been here a while, we're trying to, show those guys the ropes, show how to play option football. So, it's been good.
Joe on Zoom, go ahead.
Hey guys, Joe Icono with GoBlackKnights.com. Bryson, one of the things about being a quarterback at Army, obviously, is you take a lot of hits. And it's been traditionally a little difficult for Army quarterbacks to start all 13 games or play a full season. One of the upsides to you, we think, is that you tend to deliver hits. We watched some highlights from the Syracuse game and whatnot. You're definitely a tough runner. But I had the opportunity to speak with Coach Hughes earlier this summer around injury prevention. And so what are some of the things you've worked on in the offseason to maybe help your durability a little bit, knowing that you're going to have to take a ton of hits in this offense?
Yes, sir. Like Coach Hughes always says, eat, sleep, and hydrate. That's the main 3. You can do a bunch of other, little things here and there, but eating, sleeping, and hydrating are the 3 things that are going to keep you the most healthy. So I just try to hit all those as best to my ability, and getting some extra stretching in the training room, stuff like that. But what Coach Hughes tells us to do, it keeps guys healthy, so we're trying to do that.
And then going into your second year as a starter, you were able to start obviously almost all last year. Got a lot of experience, a lot of live game reps, with some slight changes to the offense and everything. What do you think, having that experience under your belt? What's the difference between Bryson Daly now versus Bryson Daly day 1 at camp last year?
Yeah, just like you said, just experience. Like, that's pretty much it. Knowing what games are like, knowing what a game prep looks like. I won't have as much of the emotions and stuff that I had before. So that's just getting in there and doing it. You have to do it to learn it. So all that game experience, really helped me, and hopefully that translates to a good season for our offense.
Last question for Kyle. Kyle, defensively, There's been a lot of turnover on the defensive team, but you guys have a lot of depth, a lot of talent coming back. Had the opportunity to speak with Coach Woody earlier in the summer. He talked to me about some of your goals and some of your guys' depth. What is probably your number one goal as a defense this year?
I'd probably say just, to compete every game and really put on display the brotherhood that we've built and, like, the team that we have. We obviously want people to look at our film and say that defense plays hard. I think that's a pretty big goal.
Last one.
All right, thanks, guys.
Kyle,
Thank you.
it's July 30th, August 30th, the first game. 1 month away, 1 month to prepare. What do you think about that aspect?
Honestly, it's the same, but it's different as it was in times past. I think we played a lot last year, and now, like, coming back, it's the last season, and it honestly, like, doesn't feel real yet. I think as it gets closer, it'll be like, man, like, this is going to be last first game for the senior class, but I'm just excited for the opportunity.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.